Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm JJ Moore. Don't go nowhere. We're going to finish up this Cobalt Kinetics G&G BAMF. That's billet aluminum modern firearm. Here we go. Hang in there. So, got my bearings in. Came in the mail yesterday. Where we're at right now is we're going to take this gearbox. We're going to clean out all the extra grease. Definitely don't want grease slinging all over everything. Do a quick cleaning on it. So all that grease, it's nasty. Don't forget to give this video a like if you find it helpful, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Start doing some more gameplay videos soon. As soon as I get over all this heat that we got in Florida. So hot you can't even play. So right now I'm going to break out the bearings. I'm going to drop them in the gearbox shell, and we'll go from there. I'm going to shim it, and I'm not really going to do too much explaining on the shimming. We will do another shimming video one day. For time's sake, I'm just going to shim it, and if you got any questions about the shimming, hit me up. And there we go. So there's our bearings. I'm gonna go with a 12-to-1 ratio gear set, only because I'm trying to get a little bit of speed. I'm not really gonna put a torque set in it. For one, I don't have a torque set here. For two, I mostly play speed QB, and I know this gun's really long, but I definitely will be using it in the arena. So I'm gonna leave the trigger assembly all in there, and we'll go ahead and get started with some shimming. Let me get a screwdriver. If you didn't catch the first video, go watch it and catch up on it. The actual front sector gear bearings blew out is what caused this gun to fail, and it destroyed the gear set. The actual gears are right here. Show you the sector and the spur gear where they meet had a catastrophic failure. It's insane. And that's all because the bearing blew out on the sector gear and it lost its shimming, basically. Here's the bevel gear. It's fine. It didn't hurt the bevel gear at all. A quick tip on shimming. If you have a gun that you're taking apart and it's already a working gun and you're changing the gear set, you can get a good starting point with the shims that it had. I'm not going to say that's going to be a perfect shim job, but that's a good starting point. So try not to mix up your shims, and just start with what they had and go from there. Go ahead and lay out some of these parts that I had. I had a whole pile of parts that I just kind of threw in here the other day. So get them all laid out here so we don't have to search for anything. Got a nice gold trigger. I love that trigger. I was thinking about putting a speed trigger in it. I had a lot of people say keep it AEG, so that's what we're doing. It could have been HP8 already. I could have already HP8'd it, but a lot of people want to see what we can do with AEG, so that's what we're going to do. In the meantime, I get all these parts laid out. I could actually get something done. It's a lot of parts, isn't it? My wife is chilling over there doing her nails. That's what she does whenever I do videos. Okay, almost got everything here. Got one more pin for the bolt catch. That's it. Okay, got all of our parts. Sorry about that. Alright, so we're going to keep this here to kind of clean everything off as we go in. I want to make sure we get it looking good and working even better. Okay. There's our spur gear. There's our new sector. Get all the excess grease off of it. There's our sector gear. And there's our bevel gear. Make sure there's no metal or anything in the bevel gear. Okay. Looking good on time. Let's go. So the first gear I'm going to do is going to be the spur. I'll go ahead and grab some shims out of here because I know we're going to need them. Alright, we're going to start with one shim, pretty thick one. I don't have a caliper here to tell you how thick they are to give you a good starting point, but it's one of the thicker of the shims that we have. So what I always do is set it in first to make sure it's not rubbing like that on you. Let me find some oil. I'll be right back and grab some. For a speed set, we're going to go with oil because it doesn't, there you go, give you an idea of what we're working with here. That is a real good starting point off of the bottom shell, the left hand side. Now we're going to take and get a little bit of that excess Dal 33 off, and then I'm going to kind of scientifically place it where it needs to go. So just don't like it going everywhere. I always put it down on the inside of the gear because it's naturally going to spin it out to the outside, and it'll kind of work it down the teeth as it spins. So here's your bevel gear, and for me, like I said, I'm not really going to get into shimming, but for me what seems to work is try to keep them equal. So we did 2 shims there, but we're going to start. Let me get a flashlight. You want to make sure that that bevel gear is not sitting on the ledge of the spur, because if you do, it's going to cause friction and it's going to slow it down. So let's give this one drop. You don't want to go too crazy. And let's see how we are with 2 gears. Sounds good. All right. Now we're going to throw in the sector gear. And we're going to give it a tiny bit also on the inner teeth where it contacts the spur. And I'm not going to worry about the pickup teeth for the piston right now. So we're going to drop our shim on it. And I may even go back. Yeah, I think I may drop this down one to try to, let's see how many shims we got there. Okay, so we're 1 and 1. All right. The bearing come out with it. I have actually soaked bearings in oil before installing them for a speed set. Okay, we're good. Let's roll. So we got our spur gear, we got our bevel gear, and now our sector gear. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, because you don't want it to sit on top of the spur gear, but you're also moving this lever too, this cutoff lever, so That's what breaks the contact from full auto. I mean, so the trigger contact is what it breaks, so it doesn't go full auto every trigger pull. It has to have something to cut off the... like it. So the only friction that I feel is that. Let me add one more shim and see if I can help it a little bit. This black shim's a little thicker, so we may go with it. Let me see here what we got. Yeah, see now. Sounds good. Let's start with one on top of each one. For now, that's a really thin shim. I don't think that's even going to do anything. So let me find a better shim for that. There's one right there. Need some more shims, Mom. Order me some shims, honey. Yo, shimmer. Oh, shimmer in the wind. Huh. Yeah, we might need to find some more shims here, bud. I know I had a whole bunch of them. We're going to have to try this one to start. Alrighty then. So, all the wires are in. Let's slam it. Let's slam it, y'all. Let's slam it in there and see what we got to start with. Ooh. And drop 2 screws in the box. Preferably across from each other. Get this box. Tighten it up. 13 minutes in. We're going to have to do some editing on this video. Alright, we're going to check the side-to-side play. The bevel gear is perfect. It doesn't have enough room for another shim, but it also has a little bit of movement. Now let's go for the sector gear. Okay, so see if you can see this. The sector gear has a little bit too much movement here. So we're going to have to add one shim to that, and that's the one that had a tiny little shim. Now you could push them with the bearing here. And let me see if I can get to it from the back right here. The actual spur gear, I believe, is going to need some more shimming. Shim taken out. If I can get to it, should have left these wires out, then I could have got to it a little bit better here. Let me see if I can get to it by wiggling the wire out the way. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're going to take one shim out of the spur gear and maybe add one to the sector gear, and I think we'll be set. Okay, so there's our spur. And I know why it is, so let's go ahead and take it back down. And I think it is because it doubled up right here. Where's my magnet screwdriver at? I sworn I thought that doubled up right there for some reason. So what we're going to do is drop the little guy here. I don't know. I thought there was a shim right there. Oh well. Missed that one, didn't I? Beautiful. Okay. So we got one. We got two there already. So we're going to drop one more. And this will give us our set right there. You see it hitting the switch, the cutoff switch. Doop. It bounced back. That's a really good feeling set right there though. Now we got our last one to drop in. Once you get the set complete, what in the world did I do with that one? Oh, it's got a black shim. Okay, we're good. Are you ordering on Amazon?
Yeah, school supplies.
Lady?
Stuff Jaden needs.
Woman? If you got wives, you understand the pain I'm feeling right now.
It's not for me, it's school supplies.
That boy's 14 years old. He can buy his own school supplies. He's 10 years old. He can buy his own school supplies. This is the boring part, I understand. Ooh, that's beautiful. I like it. Let me give this a good drop on that one or that one. On the outside. And we almost ready to ride. Now we're going to get the extra. That's it, y'all. That's it, you guys and gears. It's a nice, tight set. Here we go. Now we're going to pick a motor. Ow. And then we'll take the gearbox back apart and install the... So we had a 25K. And this Echo 1 is... It doesn't say. I think we're going to stick with the G&G 25K, honestly. Just because I love the G&G. And if we want to upgrade it later, we'll take the grip off. We'll upgrade it. Alright. Gearbox is ready to drop all the goodies in. If I can remember where I put the goodies. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Alright. Make sure I don't drop no shims off. A lot of times the shims will stick to here, and it looks like it did. At least that guy did. Kind of went backwards with that. Alright. See if I can find all of our parts, y'all. There we go. There's a nice piston. Spring guide. And you know I gotta clean out this cylinder. Cannot have it being dirty. Even though it's not really that dirty. Let's go ahead and check out this piston head. And the, ooh, I'm glad I took that apart. There's Teflon in there. This video right here is going to have to be edited because I'm fixing to have to check the AOE and make sure that it's not way off. Okay, let's put a little Dow 33 on there. I want to make sure we got a good air seal. Goodness. Pretty funny. Probably shouldn't have put that in yet. this in last. Got a little ahead of myself there. Okay, my little fat fingers. Okay, bolt release. I'm gonna go ahead and take it, and to hold it still, we'll drop in the little pin that holds it, little plastic catch, so it keeps it from snapping on you. Okay, let's get the screws and the plates that overlap. Yeah, we running low on battery, so I better get us there. Shouldn't be but a few more minutes and we'll be able to test it. And then we'll call it a new video. Alright, guys, so the reason it wouldn't fire at the end of the video is because I forgot that it had the cars system on it. And I actually had to hold the switch down. This is where your mag would slide up in and push against the switch. And the cars is actually, you're able to turn it on and off. But here's your selector switch, so you guys will be able to see. When you turn your switch from safety to semi, I don't know what that means. I think it detected me doing that too much. But anyway, so that's just stock. That's off. Here's semi. And it's all built, guys. Here's your bolt catch and release. Pretty cool. Very simple system, as I was telling you about. This little pin right here goes through the gun and you hit it and it just pops it out. But anyways, whenever I get off work today, I will do the install. We'll put this bad boy in the parts here. Let me show you. We'll put it all in that, put it all back together. Got a huge mess over here on my desk, so never mind the mess. But I'm going to, this is what it's like whenever you work on 75,000 guns. I'm just kidding. When you work on a bunch of guns, you gotta have a mess. So I actually got some organizers coming for everyone that's been picking at me. I know y'all are just joking, but I got these little organizers coming that are I'll be able to take and put like one gun in with all its parts, another gun in with all its parts. That way, whenever I get builds from y'all, that I'll be able to have them organized better. So I was gonna take the P-Run ETU and throw it in real quick. But for time's sake, it is 6:41. I gotta get ready for work. And we'll have that P-Run ready for tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this over here and get all the magnet stuff off of it. And we'll unhook the battery for it so it can have a nice little nap. We'll see you after work, Mr. Cobalt Kinetics. Peace, y'all. Thanks for watching. Get a piece of hair off the camera. JJ here.